Yo,
Uh-oh.
what is going on, everybody?
Robbie.
Episode 35, gifting your face, man. Beautiful ass face. We were on vacation / working / interviewing / getting drug tested / But
hey, bro, don't be saying the fuck.
Hey, no, how do they know it was you or me? Episode 35 at the helm, gifting. How you feeling today, brother?
I'm great, man. What's going on, bro? It's been a minute since I seen you.
Man, no, like we just said, doing other stuff, figuring out like when can we do something, put out just an episode for you guys. Most definitely want to just continue putting out more content. Took a little break, got rejuvenated. We're back in it though, gifting. Again, you looking good, brother. We got episode 35, man. Who was your athlete? You know how we like to start it off.
Oh, no. You got to go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, because everybody going to know who you're talking about. Everybody going to know who I'm talking about.
Everybody, if you've been a long-time fan of this show, I'm a huge Dodger fan. Episode 35, I got to shout out some props to my boy, Cody Bellinger. That guy hits belly bombs, Rookie of the Year, MVP. Goodness, you can't say enough about him. Literally, there was only one season since he's been on the Dodgers where we did not make the World Series. So that can just speak to what he means to the clubhouse, what he means to the Dodger organization as a whole. Hopefully he gets paid very, very soon. I'd like to see him in that Dodger blue for many years to come, my boy. Who is your pick?
Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. His nickname was the Caveman, and he played in Portland. Actually, his biggest stint was with the Clippers.
His biggest stint was with the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I have no idea. Go ahead and do it.
Number 35.
35.
Chris Kaman, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, Chris Kaman?
NBA All-Star
thank you for not
2010.
telling me, bro.
I told you he wasn't going to get it.
That's an ugly motherfucker, bro. Bro, I don't know what it is about the NBA, but like Andre Kirilenko, ugly as hell.
Andre Kirilenko is a beautiful Russian man. Don't you ever talk about AK like that.
That man looked like he had like 3 plastic surgeries that just went wrong. But to say the least about Chris Kaman, that's a great ass player. Do you have any stats or anything that you want to bring up? Awards?
NBA All-Star 2010. That's the literally only achievement.
Why the fuck you bring his ass up, man? I just know that he was a solid player, coming off the bench, putting in some quality minutes. Definitely a guy that you would want on your team. Why not?
I mean, I guess.
Quality player. You don't like him like that?
I mean, no, it's just that like I picked it to like troll, but like, bro, Chris Kaman wasn't shit in the NBA.
He made an All-Star game. Hey, you know who hasn't made an All-Star game?
Who?
Mike Conley. Getting paid max dollars.
Damn.
I just like to pick on the Utah Jazz, but we'll get into them a little bit later.
You sure will.
Gifting, the Super Bowl has happened. I would definitely like to just let you go ahead.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Say it again.
Tom Brady!
Who?
Tom Brady!
You have something to bring up.
Tom Brady!
Tom motherfucking Brady.
That's
Did
it.
it again, 7.
That's it.
7.
That's it. Shelvin. That's it. I don't want to hear it. I'm John Elway. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm
John Plexico. Fuck out of here.
Super Bowl just
Brett
ended.
Favre. Fuck out of here. Aaron Rodgers. Fuck out of here.
It's so.
Kirk Cousins. Fuck out of here.
How did everybody not see this coming? He was literally not the favorite. And I'll let you take the reins on this one. How do you feel about the game? What it meant to you? Looking at the game as a whole. What did Tom Brady do specifically that you seen? It was just like this is motherfucking Brady.
Well, the first thing I want to say is this. Oh wait, let me get this.
Men are dangerous. These white men are dangerous.
I told you,
man.
Bro, you just don't bet against Tom Brady. And I said when it comes down to if they want to win the Super Bowl, it's going to come down to the defense. And Jason Pierre-Paul to Shaq Barrett to Ndamukong Suh were running shit. They made Patrick Mahomes look like he was seeing ghosts or something like that. There was an outrageous amount of pressure that was being applied to Pat Mahomes.
No, I definitely agree with you. And when you're talking about pressure, like it doesn't help that they had all these different penalties to bring him back into the game. I mean, to set him back in the game. You know what I mean? Like the Chiefs always had that feeling of we're going to fall back, but we're still in this game because we have Patrick Mahomes, we have Tyreek Hill, we have Travis Kelce. And it felt like inevitable, like from everybody and anybody that like you got to stop one of these guys. You can't stop both. Well, They both got stopped. And the big thing is that they literally took away Patrick Mahomes in the fact that they made that boy just run around.
Oh man, they had him out the pocket like he was running from getting beat up by some bullies or something, bruh. I loved it. See, I told you, bro. This is why you don't go against Tom Brady. You can't go against the OGs.
I can. Let's say I'm a Chiefs fan, right? And I can make this big ass argument like, oh, this happened, that happened. Like, it's not Patrick Mahomes or it was NFL refs, all this, all that. Man, you had plenty of chances still. You didn't learn from your mistakes. There was definitely off the field distractions as well with Britt Reed getting in trouble with being intoxicated at the driver's side.
I think
putting a 5-year-old in the ICU unit.
Yeah,
I don't exactly know who hit who or so on and so forth, but I mean, if you're driving intoxicated, it's definitely not a good sign. And they put him on administrative leave as well. With everything in mind, there's nothing to say. Like, they got blown out. It was not a good game throughout the whole entire thing. Like, it was just bad all the way through. And one of the main things that I kind of wanted to say about just the scouting report was that if you're able to get that interior defense in, that interior line in, then you're able to really attack. And Shaq Barrett is like a basketball player playing football at that edge.
Yep.
So overall, that line definitely set it apart. I should have known. History shows itself, especially like even against Tom Brady, the New York Giants line, remember back in the day, was able to make a huge difference, just getting him uncomfortable. So they were able to contain Patrick Mahomes, keep him from making those miracle plays.
Keep him flustered.
And when he did make those miracle plays, his receivers just dropped the ball.
Those were the wildest incompletions I've seen in a minute.
But I don't want to take anything away from the Bucs. Those are all excuses, and those are just all things that they deserve, because there's a big thing when it comes to momentum for football as well. So they had the momentum plays all on their side. They completed all these plays. They took advantage of all the opportunities that the Chiefs gave them. You can't say anything more about a Tom Brady who went, I think it was either 22 or 21 of 29 throwing. So he's literally dotting everybody up.
Right.
Remember we were saying how Leonard Fournette could be an X factor as to
and
being
boy,
the
was
Ronald
he.
Jones type of player as to, in the middle of the season, what Ronald Jones was able to do.
Yep.
And Leonard Fournette was able to do much more than that.
Way more
and
than
I
that.
didn't even know that Ronald Jones was healthy. I didn't think that he was going to play a game or even make a big impact, but he was there taking some snaps too.
Yeah.
I was surprised they didn't put Leonard Fournette in that first drive where they were about to on the 1 yard line. And they couldn't cash it in.
Yeah, that's what got me too. I don't know why. Cool, Ronald, I get it, but Leonard Fournette is like a power back running back. He's gonna run through somebody.
He's
to
not
get you
like a
touchdown.
power.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Ronald Jones is more like Flea. You know what I'm saying? Creeping on the sideline or whatever, trying to get a touchdown. But Leonard Fournette, he's just gonna run through somebody.
Everything about that game just showed what, and I want to speak about this, is that there's so many other things coming out to make Tom Brady's legacy even better. It's coming out now because if he was doing it all before, I feel like that kind of press would be bad. And the things I'm talking about is texting all teammates, we're gonna win this. Texting all teammates, we have the cheat codes, we know what they're about to do.
Yeah.
Now let's go and ace this test. Let's go and win this game.
Right.
Texting each player every day, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Even putting out after the game all these things on his story.
Hey, that's a big ass group chat.
Let me tell you this much. Oh, that's a huge ass group
That's
chat.
a huge group chat.
Let me tell you this much is he's just the ultimate locker room guy.
Yep.
Man. I just everybody gravitates to him. White, black, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, all of the above. It doesn't matter race, it doesn't matter the type of play you are. Special teams, defense, bro. How as a quarterback, how does your defense talk so highly about you?
Exactly.
That's my thing.
Exactly.
Even Ndamukong Suh coming on, just saying all this stuff about how Brady was just a tone setter, and he literally made a huge speech before the game where if you're not talking throughout the whole season, and then you have somebody who's very quiet and he comes out and he's like, we need to win this, so on and so forth. What's going to get you more pumped up? You know what I mean?
The GOAT or some fucking Joe Schmo.
Especially the fucking GOAT, taking everything serious, holding it to himself. And in the last game, he's like, this is what you're remembered to be. This is how you get remembered. This is how you become legends and stuff. So, you know how we always talk about LeBron James and how he gets rings for everybody? Man, this guy just got
Tom Brady.
Like, okay,
Brady.
LaShawn McCoy already had a ring, but he got LaShawn McCoy a ring, Leonard Fournette a ring, Mike Evans a ring, Chris Godwin a ring, Ndamukong Suh finally got a ring.
Gronk got his 4th ring with Tom.
It's so nice to just see. I love to live through like just legendary stories, just legendary statuses, and it was just an awesome thing to watch.
I just love greatness.
Yeah.
I just love greatness. I can't, like, whatever, bro, all that shit, people talking about, oh, Tom Brady's a Trump supporter. Hey, bro, whatever. I just love greatness, damn it.
Yeah, I don't know why you got, like, I feel like they're just trying to bring him down. Like, I understand comparing it to where, like, yeah, let's treat everybody the same and stuff, but don't try to, like, bring him down because of certain things. And, like, because this guy's on a pedestal, let's bring him down type stuff. Everybody wants to do that shit. So that's just a hater.
Right, I got one question, then we'll get into the next thing.
Yes, sir. I was about to do that.
Is Tom Brady the greatest athlete of all time?
Okay, don't say greatest athlete.
Nah, greatest athlete of all time.
No. You know what athlete is, right?
I do.
Okay, he's the greatest. He's the greatest of all time when it comes to football.
That's it?
Greatest athlete of all time. There's so many other people that just have better combines, better just overall. Like, okay, would you consider Tiger Woods like a great athlete as to, like, he's the greatest of all time?
In his sport, yes.
In his sport. I'm not talking about sports. I'm talking about athletes.
Yes. Still an athlete.
So we're playing football, right? And let's say we're gonna play football, basketball, and then soccer after, and then we're gonna play golf. And you got LeBron James, and then you have Tiger Woods. They're athletes, right?
Yeah.
They can play each sport, right?
Yeah.
All right, who you picking? If you say Tiger Woods, I'm gonna fucking be so upset. And I hate bringing LeBron James up. All right, let me pick. All right, De'Aaron Fox. Who you picking? Tiger Woods, De'Aaron Fox. To play all those sports.
All right, so
that's all I want to say. No greatest athlete of all time. Greatest football player of all time? Yes.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's free agency time in the NFL, baby.
Free agency time in the NFL. It's going to be dry. It's going to be dry for a couple of months, but let's get to the nitty-gritty when it comes down to all these players that are up. Man, you got a shit ton of names out there.
Definitely.
It's crazy. I was looking at the list, and it's just like, name after name after name.
Yeah, this list is very impressive, honestly.
But it's funny, though, like, a lot of them are getting old, and you don't really want to bring somebody in, such as a Richard Sherman, to give you an insight going to the future. Like, do you actually want to give this guy a contract?
Nope.
Maybe it's a 1-year contract, maybe. Do you want to even put money into that guy? Because he is going to possibly get injured. He has an injury history, like, especially more recently. There's things and questions to bring up. But we're just going to make it a little bit easier here. There's so many free agents, like we were mentioning. We're going to go from, like, not necessarily positions, but more of the mainstream positions.
I guess the best available.
Yeah. And at, like, certain positions, we'll give you, like, 3 different options. Definitely go ahead and just pick which one that you would invest in and why. You know, like, are these players going to be good for your team? Can they be applied to all the different teams? Maybe even include a team that you would like to see them on. So, Gifton. All right. Let's start off with the first one. NFL free agency. We have at QBs, quarterbacks, a really important part in the NFL, a big part, as we were just mentioning all about this Tom Brady bullshit. Quarterbacks that are free agents.
Don't you say Tom Brady bullshit.
Off-season.
I ain't letting that shit slide, Tom. I got you.
Dak Prescott.
Ooh.
Jameis Winston. And
Mitchell
a guy who has a better winning percentage than Deshaun fucking Watson.
And he likes to kiss titties.
Mitchell Trubisky. Gifton. Who are you picking and why?
I'm picking Dak Prescott only because I don't give a shit about Jameis Winston. I never liked Mitchell Trubisky. Dak Prescott was he's honestly the more promising quarterback out of the other two. He can play, he can throw, he can excuse me, he could run a little bit. We just don't know how he's gonna hold up after this injury. We'll have to see. But if I had to, like, pick a QB out of this, it's definitely Dak Prescott. You know,
there's a saying that, you know, you're supposed to give somebody some lobs, some underhanded throws, and so he can knock it out the park. And then later on, you're gonna ask some more, like, harder questions, and then, like, they're gonna seem a little bit better because they already knocked these questions out the park. So this one, definitely a warm up, man. Dak Prescott, Jameis Winston, Mitchell Trubisky, those are the best options right now. I'm definitely gonna go after Dak Prescott. Winning mentality, great leader. We were just talking about what that can do for a locker room. You've seen the Cowboys before and after. There's just so much intangibles, talent, And think about it this way: nowadays in the NFL, like, or just with injuries overall, like, people are making great comebacks. Just watch the Alex Smith thing, and he doesn't have the same type of infections and stuff that Alex Smith had. So definitely want to go with Dak Prescott. I think that he's definitely going to come back and make his presence known, and we'll see what happens. Like, I would love to see him go to another team because I feel like he got disrespected the same way Tom Brady was at the Patriots. We'll see.
That man got his ankle broke by his fucking owner.
It's tough.
Fuck him.
But let me tell you this much, man. Apparently, he followed the Washington football team on Instagram. Ron Rivera. You see what he did with the injured Cam Newton?
That would be a good one.
We'll see what happens.
That'd be a good one.
Let's head up to the running backs, my dog. You got Aaron Jones, Leonard Fournette, and James Conner. Gittin, who are you picking out of that bunch?
Obviously,
a little harder.
Obviously, Leonard Fournette, because he clearly deserved it. He earned it. You've seen his yards in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You've seen his touchdown. He's a power back, like we were just talking about. James Conner was hurt most of the season, so it's kind of like Aaron Jones is great because he's one of them running backs that you could like line him up on the line
Product
and
of
throw
the system
to. Yeah,
and quarterback though,
system.
or is he a great player? You seen Leonard Fournette do it in two separate things, even on bad teams, on good temes. Who you picking?
Leonard Fournette. Still Leonard Fournette.
Okay, for me, I think I'm definitely gonna go ahead and I really want to go ahead and pick James Conner, but it's just I feel like he's just almost like a one-hit wonder, but he has an injury like history with everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and stay with Aaron Jones. I think that he can pass catch. I think that he can run downhill pretty well. Leonard Fournette. He was able to kind of show that he was able to pass catch as well as, tear somebody down. He showed it in two separate areas. Like, I would love to pick him, but Aaron Jones, younger, going to come in and hopefully do similar things as Leonard Fournette and show a little bit more. I think he's also faster than Leonard Fournette, in my opinion, but I don't think you can go, wrong with either of these guys. I think they're both going to probably try to get the same type of contracts, but I believe Aaron Jones could be the better of the two. I feel like Leonard Fournette was cut for some reason. Also, he had less carries, so he has better energy throughout the game and stuff. So also Aaron Jones just had better numbers, but Leonard Fournette did put out in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens going forward. But definitely, my pick would be Aaron Jones. Wide receivers: Allen Robinson, tall motherfucker. Chris Godwin can play the slot, can play the outside, and then Juju Smith-Schuster, the dancing TikToker. Who you got, buddy?
Well, I damn sure ain't taking Juju.
God.
After all that shit, bro, nah. All that
Crazy.
Corvette, dancing on everybody's logos and shit, getting everybody pissed off on us. Yeah, nah. So you're out. You're not
Everybody's
mature
getting
enough.
cracked.
Allen Robinson. I like Allen Robinson, but I mean, I'm going to probably have to go with Chris Godwin. He was Tom Brady's second to first target.
I would say he's the first target, especially if he stayed healthy.
It was Mike Evans, and then it was always Mike
in
Evans
the red
and Chris
zone.
Godwin. Yeah, but no, you got a point actually. I'm taking Chris Godwin. Number one target for Tom Brady. Most receptions on that team.
He gets open. I think it's really cool that he could play inside the slot and outside, so you can put him anywhere you want. Let's say you have a matchup that they're covering one side of the field, or they like to go around. You can really mess around to see what puts him in the best position to be the great. But for me, I got to go with my man, Allen Robinson. Ooh. Putting up these types of numbers with really shitty quarterbacks, Mitchell Trubisky, as well as, he's just a big body. He can run very, very well.
Yes.
He can run his routes very well as well. He also had Blake Bortles as a quarterback and was putting up great numbers.
Damn,
so this
did
guy,
he?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
So he's been around. He finally has his own fate in his hands. Put him on a good team, on a team where he'll be able to really show off his magic. I think that he has a really good chance of being, considered one of the top 5 receivers next year. You know how there's always a new cycle of receivers. Oh, this guy. I remember Adam Thielen was at the top, you know what I mean? And now he wasn't really to be found because they were having a losing record and he didn't have Stephon Diggs to take a lot of the attention from him. I feel like Allen Robinson could definitely be on somebody's team and be that number 1 receiver right away, as well as show a big-ass difference. So line them up with anybody else, they're going to both get better. On the defensive line, dog, we got Leonard Williams, longtime Jet, went over to the Giants, fortified that line. Very, very talented. Pretty much the number 1 D lineman in my opinion. You also have Shaq Barrett, coming off that edge. He just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You seen? We were just talking about his basketball talent at an edge position.
Is there
Very fast.
Is there a
Chase
reason why
down
we did this
Patrick Mahomes.
topic, man? Because there's like 5 dudes from Tampa Bay in here.
They're all gone. But again, hey. Tom Brady, or no. Mike Evans said that he'll take a pay cut just so that he can keep that that team together. They're trying to win some more championships. And then he also got the guy from the Steelers, Bud Dupree. Who you got, baby?
I'm gonna take Leonard Williams on this one. Only because, like you said, he was a real defensive leader that the Giants needed this year.
It was cool that he can play defensive tackle. He can play the edge. You can move him wherever you want, and he's going to make that difference.
Yeah, the fact that you have like a big ass dude like that, and he's a Swiss Army knife, you know what I'm saying? How can you
still
go
young
with that?
too?
And he's still how young?
I think he's 27 or 26.
No
26,
way.
27, 28.
Yeah, he's gonna have like the next.
I think he's 27.
He might have like the next 3-4 years on lock.
Yeah, and a defensive lineman like JPP just showed you could be old and you can still get after that quarterback. He's very, very physical with it too. This guy can definitely be physical.
With 8 fingers, he was still getting after him.
For me, man, I really wanted to pick Bud Dupree. I think he's a guy that's
I like
very,
Bud Dupree. I
very,
just don't like the Steelers.
I fucking hate the Steelers. I think he's very underrated.
Yep.
I really wanted to pick Bud Dupree, but I cannot get over Shaq Barrett still being very, very young. I think he's 24,
He
25.
might be like, I think he's 25.
Shaq Barrett showed again that I want to stress this out, like he's literally a basketball player playing at that edge, so he can run. He's very, very strong, like he's going to push you around and get to the quarterback fairly easily. He's just quick. He's fast. There's a difference between quick and fast.
Quack.
I'm a duck. And then you also have like the championship pedigree. He's been in that type of locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely they're going to keep him. Like, why not? He's young. Give him a good contract and stuff.
I don't know why they wouldn't want to keep everybody on Tampa.
Oh, it's crazy, man. What type of talent, how much they might just leave. That Tom Brady picked the right organization to go to. But again, Bud Dupree, he can go. He just got injured in this last year and wasn't able to put up the numbers like that. But he was like a top 5 pass rusher, in my opinion, for the last 3 years. So we'll see what happens with him. And last and not least here, we got some people in the secondary here. I added another one because there's so many, but I definitely want to get the offensive side, more names, all this type of shit. But in the secondary, you have Justin Simmons on the Broncos. Pro Bowl year, very, very young, and basically like a Buda Baker type of player. They expect him to get that type of contract as well, so you got to pay a lot. You got John Johnson III on the Rams. Definitely a fan favorite. I got to bring him up, but he can definitely be a cornerstone in your offense. You can build around him. And then you also have Richard Sherman.
Old ass.
Long time Richard Sherman. Like, what more can you say that everybody doesn't know about him?
Right.
And then you got Shaq Griffin from the Seahawks there. Cover corner, can do pretty much everything that you want in a corner. And he's definitely still young. He is 26 as well. Yep. That's the thing in the NFL. You got to be young.
Yeah,
if you're not young, they don't really want you anymore, and they expect you to get like injuries.
It depends like what position you're playing. Because like if you're like 32 on the defensive line, like you just said, JPP, still had no problem. But you're 32 at a corner.
You got some youngins coming in that are probably way faster than you.
So to give you an answer, I'd probably have to go with Shaq because I think that Shaq is Richard Sherman 2.0. You can put him anywhere. He's fast. He's quick. He's aggressive. He's real gritty, real grindy type of dude.
He's part of that Seattle, defense.
Yeah, he's a big part of that Seattle defense along with I can't think of the other guy's name. And Jamal Adams as somebody else. It's like Rich something. I can't think of his name right now. Damn it! I
didn't like their defense this last year, so I didn't really pay attention to them.
But if I had to give you a pick, I'd probably pick Shaq.
Yeah, I think Shaq is a good one. Definitely young. Definitely has a good pedigree when it comes to like the people around him. He comes from a football family as well with his brother. I wanted to pick Richard Sherman because I felt like it was cool. Like, hear me out, because he's a zone type of player. He doesn't need speed when it comes to zone. He needs a good head on his shoulders and just to be healthy and not be matched up with Tyreek Hill. Like, because he's going to get dusted.
That's too much for him.
But again, like, this guy, Richard Sherman, definitely has a good head on his shoulders. He knows how to play the position. He can do it without having, I'm going to fucking dust your shit speed.
Exactly.
And he just has that championship pedigree, and he can make a locker room understand what it means to be in this type of position. Now, I'm going to have to go with John Johnson. And not only because I'm a Rams fan and we need him back, and I really treasure him on my defense.
You really like him that much?
Bro, he's amazing. Because if somebody else does, and I understand it's a safety, y'all, like, chill. But, like, when you think somebody's open, and there's John Johnson to clean that shit up.
Right.
And in the best way possible, as to, like, it's 3rd down, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. They throw it to some guy, and it's like, fuck, like they're going to get the first down. Next thing you know, John Johnson comes out of nowhere, making sure that this guy actually doesn't make the first down and completes the 4th down type of stuff. So you already have Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald doing their thing. You just kind of have to need, like, people kind of like up the middle.
To fill the spots.
Yeah, like you're going to cover their best corner. You're going to get to the quarterback, and then you got this guy to clean up any shit that's anything else. And then just do a filler. Those 3 types of people, or those 3 cornerstones, are going to make everybody on your defense a lot better.
Right.
But overall, those are just some of the insights that we have on these types of players. When it comes to free agency, a lot of big names, as you can see here, who are out there that are just waiting to provide more value for some organization out there, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully these guys get picked up.
Let's get on to the next one here.
Except Jameis Winston and Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, please.
But it's time.
No, wait, no, not yet. I needed to put some things on the QB, and we only had a couple there. So there's not that QB. Again, they have to be free agents, not on the trade block.
Yes.
So we mentioned Deshaun Watson and possibly now Russell Wilson, because he's been asking about it. But I've heard that they're not realistically going to do that because they're going to have a lot of dead cap space if he does get traded. But Gifton, you definitely want to bring this up. Trouble in Seattle. What did you hear? How do you feel?
So I heard that Russell Wilson has been sacked 368 times this year, and he is very, very, very uncomfortable and feels some type of way with Seattle right now.
It's tough. I mean,
368 sacks on Russell Wilson's little ass.
So I heard that that's 100 more than anybody else since he got into the league in 2000.
Damn.
I think it was
really?
7 or 8. Oh, yeah, bro. I mean, 2007 or 8.
Shit.
So let me just say this much. I was saying earlier that the Seattle's roster is basically the best roster that they've had in a while now.
Yeah.
Now, when it came to rankings, I've seen and I've watched, oh, wow, like, this line is not that good. But according to rankings, it was pretty good. It was top 10 in, like, ratings and, those offensive metrics and bullshit like that. I don't believe that. I like to play the eye test to understand why certain things are happening, so on and so forth. If they can actually cover somebody, if they can't. But looking at it, this is the best offensive roster that they've had. One reason was that, they don't have a running game or they're not healthy. They were all healthy. Everything was good for this roster other than maybe I would say the secondary wasn't too great. Mm-hmm. But we mentioned Shaq Griffin, as well as they got Jamal Adams, who's not necessarily a cover type of safety. He is a run stopper, but he did make some big plays, and that's a good guy to have when it comes to your defense. Mm-hmm. So overall, this Seattle Seahawks team, especially with the cap, they had their best chance this year, and they lost to a Rams team that had a bum Jared Goff thumb. So trouble in Seattle. If I'm Russell Wilson, I had the first whole half where I'm MVP basically, and now at the end, I literally got beat out by a bum Jared Goff who got traded for 3 first-round picks. Like, holy shit. I'm in the terrible, like, look, even think about the division, like the 49ers are just going to get better.
Yep.
The Cardinals with Kyler Murray are just going to get better.
Did you hear that? Did you see that they recently signed Josh Rosen to a 1-year deal?
Yeah. That's from no, he's on,
not Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen's on fucking the 49ers.
Is it
the 49ers?
Not Josh.
49ers got Josh Rosen. They signed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was 49ers.
Right?
Under Kyle Shanahan might use Josh Rosen. I've always been a Josh Rosen fan. I don't feel like he's been given a great chance, but he hasn't also really won out the position as well. So you could say a lot from practice, but trouble in Seattle, I definitely think so, man. That was the best roster they put out, and look what happened.
Yeah,
DK Metcalf is not showing up in the playoffs again, though. What do you think, man? It's just going to go downhill from here, I feel like, right?
Yeah, pretty much, because I remember a long time ago you had alluded to there's, like, some turmoil developing, and I was like, what? Like, you're crazy. No way. You was right, bro.
Shit happened.
You were right.
Let's get into The reason
why we do the damn
fucking
show
in the first
place.
NBA, baby.
Yes, sir.
Let's go balling. Gifton, you want to bring up this thing with the Raptors. What's going on with these guys who just made the finals not too long ago?
So it seems like the Raptors are starting to find themselves. They're starting to find that identity, and they're starting to click more.
So what do you mean by that?
So Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, and Norman Powell all combined for 90 points one night, right? After Kyle Lowry had left the game with back spasms.
Ooh.
So basically what I wanted to ask you is, it seems like, Pascal's coming around, Fred's coming around, Norman's coming. Actually, I take that back. Pascal has a little bit of question marks, but okay.
Yeah, Pascal has been having question marks.
Yeah.
Keep on going, though. It's really disappointing for me.
But Fred and Norman Powell can clearly hoop, but they combined for 90 points. So, Robbie, do you see Kyle Lowry finishing his career as a Raptor?
I think nowadays with the NBA, that's a hard question to mention because I feel like nobody's going to be a lifetime anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to Kyle Lowry, man, it feels like you need this guy on your team, especially when you're the Raptors squad.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have Norman Powell who's continuing to get better and Kyle Lowry is still kind of being stagnant, I'm still Kyle Lowry and I'm just living by my name. He's a great player and he takes charges. He's good on defense. But the thing is like, how long are we going to have just a Kyle Lowry?
Exactly.
Like, what if Norman Powell becomes better than a Kyle Lowry who has Norman Powell is a bigger body. Norman Powell can probably play better defense, can probably move around a little bit better than Kyle Lowry, who's definitely seems like he's getting a little bit more injuries here. So trading him, I don't think he's going to be upset if he goes somewhere like the Heat.
You would have alluded to that, but that's actually that's a pretty dope fit.
I think it's a really cool fit because we can't have, like, as much as Jimmy Butler is a great playmaker, especially in that system, he just knows the system and he knows what he's able to do. Mm-hmm. A Kyle Lowry in this position would be great.
Yeah.
Championship pedigree
Definitely.
Once again. Brings a lot of just experience into the locker room, but at a point guard position and can possibly give a lot more pointers to a Tyler Hero who's just trigger happy, as well as he doesn't necessarily give it off to somebody who's going to score. He gives that off to somebody to continue the play and the ball continues to roll. These Heat need a spark. They need something to really fire a fucking
Put the fire on their ass,
man. But overall, if I'm the Raptors and I see this as I can get some value out of this guy, as well as, hey, like, we can still be competitive.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
But I think it's also bad press, and as a fan, like, I'd be a little upset about doing that if I was a Raptors fan. But overall, like, as an organization, I don't see why not. Mm-hmm. That's my thing.
Yeah, because
why not.
Kyle Lowry is worth a player at a first round pick.
It gives more time to, like, man, and a first round pick.
Yeah, championship. He's champion.
Okay, I don't know what I would trade for him.
That's the part. That's the thing.
I would have to look at that honestly. I don't really know what to trade for him, but a first rounder from the Heat is not going to be that good of a pick anyway. So why not give it up for an all-star? Maybe another player too. But man, I would like to see him on there. But overall, like Fred VanVleet, Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, I think they can have a bigger role as a whole, and maybe, like, the Raptors are we play for each other type of situation.
Exactly.
It's a really good locker room, but overall, like, they just haven't got the wins. It feels like it feels like they put Pascal Siakam in these, like, really clutch positions and he's not really able to come through.
Right.
It's kind of unfortunate, and hopefully it's been like a sequence of events, consistency of that.
It has.
And it kind of sucks. Remember we were comparing him to Jeremy Grant?
Yeah.
I think and you said Jeremy Grant's better,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that's kind of tough. Pascal's an all-star, and he's on a really good team. I think you're starting to become right now, where it's like this guy, and again, he's put up 5 30-point games this year, and that's the most he's ever done. Or he has 5 30-point games, and they're all this season for Jeremy Grant. So that's fun. That's something funny. How do you see it? Do you think that the Raptors would trade him, and that's a good idea to do that?
Yeah, might as well, because it's like at this point, let's say the Raptors got a point guard like Kemba Walker. That would be fucking perfect.
Think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because you're trading a small point guard for another small point guard that really can't play defense.
But this small point guard is going to draw in so much attention that Fred and Norman Powell and OG are all just going to be open on the wings, and they're just going to kick it out.
For me, I don't think that I think Kemba Walker's getting exposed. He's not
in that system. Yes,
he's not being a good he's not being a good contributor to that Boston Celtics team at all.
Yeah.
If I were Danny Ainge, I'd be so upset with giving him that type of contract. And if I try to dump him off on somebody, I'm most likely going to take a hit because of his contract. Mm-hmm. So that one's tough. But, I mean, if they're willing to do it, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going to happen, but, you know, I'm just upset that Kemba Walker's not really the Kemba Walker that we expected to be on the Boston Celtics because they have a lot of good people.
I don't know. I just feel like I think with Boston, they didn't expect Jaylen Brown to be Jaylen Brown, so it's like, oh well, shit, we got Kemba now, and
but they remember they were unwilling to trade him for a while.
That is true.
So, hey, like, you know, it's a guards league. Yeah. It's a guards league, and they invested in a guard, and unfortunately, they noticed that he's way too small to defend. But let's get into another point guard here that I actually wanted. You actually wanted to bring up, but I want to introduce it. Yes, D Rose. He got traded to the Knicks. We were just talking about Emmanuel Quickly and our educated.
Go check that video out on YouTube. Cated.
Emmanuel Quickly.
Yep.
Is an up and coming guard.
Yep.
I already kind of said, which I need to take back because I have a philosophy on younger players in the NBA.
I said that.
We might have to do that in the next show, buddy. But I already said in the past one, like, this RJ Barrett is not looking too good. He did play a better game last game that I watched there, but overall, I don't really see him being great. That's what I was saying beforehand, but I also have a theory that I'll mention when the damn I said that comes up. But you have those two point guards, or just guards, smaller guards, trying to get influenced by him. You have a team that's been thriving just a little bit, kind of overachieving a little bit as well. Mm. With D Rose being there, man, like, what do you think that means for those younger guards, for this team as a whole, with D Rose being there?
I'm going to be honest. The shit makes no sense to me.
Wow.
I
didn't expect that.
Because it didn't. I don't know what they traded for. I think they gave up Dennis Smith in like a first-round pick or a second-round pick or something like that. But it's just like, bro, well, you have all these guards. They're promising. RJ is slacking a little bit, but I feel like he'll make like a turnaround at some point. But it's like, if you have all these minutes between Elfrid Payton, Quickly, and now D Rose and RJ Barrett, why the fuck would you get D Rose? Now, I love D Rose to death, but this trade just didn't make sense on why. And then on top of that, he's coming off the bench. Well, if I'm a trade for a point guard, you're either going to start. You have to start, in my book.
Okay, so we were just talking about how Tom Brady is a good example in the locker room. Mm-hmm. Veteran, definitely different from D Rose, but what I'm saying in like comparison is a veteran.
Yeah.
He had some winning mentalities.
Yeah.
He's acclimated, got some awards to really prove that this guy's a different type of talent. Mm-hmm. D Rose has some fight in him as well. He's been through some shit in the league. He's gotten traded.
Yeah.
And it was tough for him. He knows the business and he has that experience. So you involved a D Rose with recombining him with the Tom Thibodeau, reconciling. I think that's what it's called, to like bring them back together.
Reuniting.
There you go. Reconciling.
The fuck was you reading this morning?
That's some Bible shit, I think. But I think that they both have an understanding of what they're trying to do. We mentioned how Emmanuel Quickly wasn't getting great minutes because he's not playing the same type of defense that Elfrid Payton is getting.
Okay.
And with D Rose, he's able to set just that type of culture. We were just talking about it again. I'm going to mention Tom Brady. I'm going to mention LeBron James bringing a locker room together. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the difference between the Lakers and the Clippers last year? A big difference is that locker room.
Yep.
Who was vibing the most? Who was having that cohesion the most? Mm-hmm. And they were able to capitalize on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. The Heat having that cohesion where they're winning and they're beating people and being those underdogs.
And they're still staying hungry.
Having that hunger. And here's the thing. Their ability to like rally around each other and really like get in each other's faces, be held accountable is always fun when you're winning, but when you're losing, I bet you that locker room was
shit.
Would have been shit.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's getting on everybody, and then if we're losing still, nobody wants to be like criticizing shit while they're still losing. Exactly. So what I'm trying to say is that you have potential with this team. They're playing the best defense in the league. You mentioned the Rockets. You're playing good defense too. The Lakers are also up there as well, but this team is, I think points-wise, is the best team defensively in the league right now, which is so surprising for the Knicks.
Fascinating.
So what do they need? They just need more offensive, and I think more buy-in when it comes to that defensive side.
Right.
Like, if D Rose is buying in, and I looked up to D Rose, and I'm a guard, I'm gonna play hard defense as well.
I completely agree with you 1,000%, but that's a waste of a fucking trade, in my opinion, bro.
Well, I think the big thing is development. I don't think.
And then
Tom
two,
Thibodeau's
let them develop that culture. Let them figure it out.
Well,
because
one part
D Rose
about that is
gonna,
bringing people in, though.
Not Derrick Rose.
All right, who can do that on that team? Who's gonna demand Emmanuel Quigley do something? Who's gonna demand RJ Barrett to do something in that locker room right now?
You let them figure it out. But if I had to give
just
you
Thibodeau, but Tom Thibodeau loses his voice all the goddamn time. So, like, who else gonna call those boys out?
You let the leader emerge from the pack, bro.
What, Julius Randle?
Who knows?
Look
at how he's been playing.
I know that he's been playing well, but the thing is that what's going to be a stronger voice? A Derrick Rose? Like, think about it this way, bro. RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quigley are our age, even younger. So,
Yeah.
but we look up to D. I got this boy hanging behind me right now. So what I'm trying to say is that that's like your hero coming up to you and saying, "This is what you do, and this is how you make it in this league, and this is what I did to become the player that I was." And bro, he literally had a dinner with just RJ Barrett. I think Mitchell Robinson too, and
Quigley was there.
And Quigley was there too.
Yeah.
So already,
Obi Toppin was there too.
Obi Toppin, there
Yep,
you go.
yep.
Maybe not Mitchell Robinson.
Obi Toppin.
Maybe Obi Toppin instead. But that's just a veteran already making his presence felt. He's not taking that much minutes based off the last game. Maybe that's just him trying to get acclimated with the team. But I think overall, man, like, this is a good trade, and I think that it's going to be the best that comes with the development of those players, because you got to go in on all those players. They're your first round picks.
Yeah.
So what are the Knicks trying to start something so that they can get at least one free agent over there? And with we just mentioned him, Julius Randle's contract being up after this season. Now they got to make a big decision. Are you going to pay Julius Randle, or are you going to continue to develop and invest into your assets that you have right now?
Yeah.
So how about make a run, have a good feeling, be a good Knicks team, and then be like, all right, we're good. Like, we're the Knicks. We're all this. Like, come be the last piece that we need, and you'll get all of the
shots,
favor,
everything.
Like the Knicks. The New York media goes crazy. You'll be the face of that.
Yep.
Especially on this team that was kind of good beforehand and had some promise, and now we got you even better. But that's what I got to say about it. You have any last words on that one, buddy?
Nah, I mean, if you do it, let's make it work. They did it, so fuck it. Show me something.
They played a hell of a game against the Heat.
Yeah, but they did play a hell of a game against the Heat. But it's like, all right, show me something. Don't show me just good games. Show me some dubs.
I feel it. But I think that's going to go ahead and cap off.
That is it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Episode 35.
Episode 35 of the Sports U Podcast. If you like this podcast, go ahead and shout at that like button. Bust down those comments. Subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. We got a little bit of new content up there.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. If you're right here, right now, through this 45-minute video, hopefully, it's definitely a pleasure to have you guys, and we appreciate your guys' support. Continue to
support you.
Again, appreciate your support, and definitely show us your guys' love. You guys have a good day.